chief says anything, I want y'all to give him another round. Give all of the gentlemen another round of applause because y'all know the crap that just broke loose in the city. But yet he's here. They're here. Give me another one. Give me another one. Thank you.
Now we know who got our back.
That's all we're saying.
In this area, in our city, we're not the ones. We're not the hated ones. We're not the ones people look at like, oh, man, because we try. Right now, I took a count from last night. We have 224 guns off the street from year to date. And still nobody's been into doing it.
Yes. Beautiful.
Good stuff.
The God is good.
We out here trying, but we still need everybody else's help. We can't do this alone. We get a lot of calls, and a lot of our cases, a lot of things that arrests are made have come from citizens calling and reporting this and that. But we still need more. Right. As you see, it's still stuff going on out there. So we all need help. Like Taryn said, I grew up right down the street on 23rd and State. I went to Clark Junior High School. Wow.
Is she okay?
I had to walk from Clark. My mom wouldn't give me no ride home.
And did you ever join a gang, Chief?
I was going to ask.
Yes, I did.
Oh,
But we were like our little neighborhood gang.
Absolutely.
But it was different back then. Because if I was mad at, what's your name? Terrence. Me and Terrell was mad, then we had to I had to walk over to his house and fight him. We didn't go on Facebook and type up a whole bunch of things for 3 days. It up for everybody to see. Now something bad got to happen.
That's
right. We done disrespected each other. If me and him got to fighting, and it was me and him, maybe a couple other people around, when they got to school to say, hey, Jarrell beat up KP on 25th Street yesterday. Oh, really? Oh, you hear about it. Nowadays, the minute you point up, 20 phones come out like this.
Yeah.
That's right.
So now you got to look at this butt whooping for the next 10 years on social media. So what do you do now? I got to get my lick. I can't go out like that. So now I want to shoot because I don't want nobody to see me get whooped. And that's where a lot of our violence comes from. And nobody wants to fight and be on somebody's mean for the next 5 years, getting beat up.
That's right.
What do? I keep it going. I'm gonna shoot him because now at least I'm protecting myself. And what we do is we keep perpetuating that same cycle, and that's what has to stop.
Okay, we want to hear from P-Seg.
P-Seg?
Okay, we got Calvin Dye Jr. He is a state police, and he's also now part of P-Seg. Please tell us what P-Seg is.
P-Seg stands for Public Safety Enforcement Group, and we in a collaboration with East St. Louis Police Department. We along with East St. Louis Police Department, our offices are at the East St. Louis City Hall. So we working right downtown in y'all's community, trying to reduce crime, trying to do good community relations with the youth. And, it's a team effort, so that's what P-Seg is. It started, I think, a little over a year ago. So I just joined the team about 2 weeks ago.
So this is part of that, like, community policing?
Absolutely.
Very good.
Yeah,
so what does that mean to you, though?
It's very important because my heart is very close to East St. Louis. Been in the area my whole life, and just, I feel like this is home. And before I lose my thought, the chief pretty much summed up everything. If you notice, the main two things I usually talk about is peer pressure, how to get away from peer pressure, and decision making. Those are the main two things that'll carry you far in life. We weren't all perfect. Just like he said, I done been in that car before too. Knowing daggone well I ain't supposed to be in that car. My mom and dad ain't trusted this dude, ain't like that, or dudes plural, knowing they some thugs, and while they carrying on, listening to they rap, or whatever, I listen to the same music they listen to, but I'm not into it like they into it. I'm thinking, what in the heck am I doing? Man, that heart, man. I'm like, man, something about to go down. I'm about to be a felon, I'm about to raise like this. And so I didn't ever get out the car But I tell you what, I thank God with Jordan in heaven once I got home, once I got on my street, and I'm like, man, I know I shouldn't have been in that car. Yeah, so that voice is gonna tell you, and we not sitting here, you know, in our 40s saying that it's easy. But I mean, he gave you every example he gave for where he dodged peer pressure, that all falls into decision making. It's decision making, and it's not being a daggone follower. Half the people that was at that school he talked about that's in prison, they was followers, and they fell for peer pressure. Somebody ain't nobody the hardest. I don't care how hard you think the biggest bully at your school is, or at Eastside is, or at Clark. It's somebody. Plenty of people bigger and badder, and so the you know it's just like a cycle. So it literally everybody that you know, male or female, whether it's your mama, your grandparents, or auntie, or uncle, or cousin that's successful, man, they had to not fall victim to that peer pressure. And they had to make good choices and good decisions. Now, everybody in this room, probably except you or the young people too young, you done been in that car or been around that group where you're away from home and you felt what I felt. You felt what he felt. You felt, Lieutenant Jennings done felt it before too. When you feel that, need to get the heck away and not do it again. Now this your daughter, right? Now you got that to live for. You got that to, so when that peer pressure hit, it's really sad that people with young babies, they should be easy for them. Like, the heck with y'all. Like, I mean, this girl, she didn't ask to be here, man. My son and daughter didn't ask to be here. So sometimes I look at them, they my daggone, this is your responsibility, man. So if it's ever a bad choice you want to make or think about, don't do it. Our biggest concern, what we trying to get off the streets is them guns.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's our main concern.
All right, y'all.
Okay,
We got one
Thank
more.
you so much.
Good job, brother. Good job.
Thank you.
Good job, my brother. Good job, man. Yes, sir.
We
Yeah,
appreciate
y'all
it.
get running around, man. Now, coming up next, we got my brother, Elbert Jennings. Now, this brother here has been moving up since I met him. Okay, he been moving up the ladder, man. You gonna be the director soon. But yeah, this is my brother, y'all, man. He's a good guy, man. If y'all ever run across this guy, man, in the street, man, let him know y'all with CDSS. All right, because he almost a member himself. Your wife did a wonderful job at dancing tonight. I'm gonna have to give you that tape.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to give you that tape.
My man.
She was.
I want to sit down. Can I sit down? I'm sorry. I just feel like I want to sit down.
Hold on, let me get that picture.
Right. No, I want to thank everyone, really, both organizations that's involved. Terrence and Stephanie have been doing this for a very, very long time, reaching out to the community, and then we got Community Lifeline. And thank these organizations for reaching out and helping families and bringing the community together. So I think that is great. And Terrence, he's right on. We've been hitting schools for quite a while trying to reach young people.
Yeah.
So as I was sitting there, and believe it or not, I do get on the trip. I was on the trip this morning. I was listening to something that was on TV, and it was talking about your routines. And she said the 3 R's, and I was sitting there thinking, recognize reckless routines.
Wow.
Those are 3 R's that kind of came to my mind when everyone was speaking. Recognize reckless routines. When this young man was talking, he was talking about what happened in the bathroom, and the chief was saying he don't know why people run to fights, and the next thing you know, they're getting charged with mob action, and they find themselves in court.
Sure.
That's a reckless routine for us as society. When someone is fighting, we want to run over there and be in the midst of it. Then, if it's in the bathroom, there's no cameras there, so you don't know who's doing what. So therefore, everybody getting charged with mob action. And as Sergeant Dow was saying, once it get on your record, it's on your record. It's on your criminal record that you were charged with mob action. Although you may not have been convicted, you was charged with it. So a lot of jobs, they're going to go and pull your criminal history, and they're going to want to know, why were you charged with mob action?
I think that's great points. So if we're talking about preventing the 3 R, what were your 3 R's?
Recognizing reckless routine.
Routine.
Yes.
Okay, so the average person who is paying attention to the news, And we know we're fortunate not to be dealing with some of those things that are happening. But now for a kid, if they encounter a cop, because again, police officers, like you said, they have good days and they have bad days. But it is up to those two individuals how that event takes place when they encounter each other. What would be some of the main things that a citizen, a young man, needs to know if he just wants, if he needs a good outcome? Because if you just need to arrest him or he needs to go home, other than talking, you know, what could you suggest to a young man who encounters, or a young lady who encounters a police officer?
Okay. Traffic stop or pedestrian stop or what type of
More than
encounter is
likely,
it?
I would say around here, probably a pedestrian walking somewhere, doing something they shouldn't be doing.
Okay.
Because fighting it on the street is not really where they fight.
No,
today.
absolutely not. So be compliant. A police officer can arrest you, but go to court and have your argument in court. Or if you have a particular beef with a police officer, you know, they have supervisors. Go to their supervisor and tell those supervisors about it. If you're not getting the answer there, keep going a step higher. And ultimately you'll make it to the chief. If the chief of whatever police department you're talking, if you're not satisfied with that, go to the city administration. You know, go to the mayor, go to the elected officials. And if you feel like your rights have been violated, you definitely want to reach outside of that police department and probably outside of that city and go to, most people choose the Illinois State Police, but you can always go to the FBI, you can contact the Department of Human Rights, there's a lot of different people you can contact if you feel like you've been wrong. Are there any questions from the group? Yes, sir.
I have one. If you do something wrong and then it's maybe 5 or 10 years gonna pass, will you still get arrested for it?
It depends on what you've done. So there's a statute of limitations. For felonies, it is 3 years.
Depending on what the felony is.
Yes, certain felonies. Now, if you like murder someone or something like that,
That ain't never going away. Murder, I think rape never going away.
but
Quite a few.
someone we got like 3 years to prove a case, and then misdemeanors 18 months to prove a case.
Right.
What'd you say?
Criminal sexual assault, stuff like that.
Yeah,
Sex
that's-
offenders not going away.
Hey, that's not, no limit.
There's no statute of limitations.
All right, good
So,
question, sir.
Yeah. One more thing, I think Buddy was kidding, but I want to clean this up a little bit. As far as Illinois State Police chasing cars, there are certain offenses we will not chase a car for, as the chief was saying. Forcible felonies. Well, I mean, I think you all need to know that because we're just not going to be chasing
Oh,
cars.
so now you're gonna drive 100 down.
I get that plate.
Yeah, so we will not stop pursuing you as far as holding you accountable for what you've done, but we're not going to put the lives of others at risk.
Right.
In order to do that, we outweigh that. We got to figure out we're not going to want an innocent person dead because of someone stupid want to drive a Hellcat or whatever type of car it is in a reckless manner.
Right. So can you tell us, perhaps, I'm hitting your back, tell us one thing or a couple of things that you heard today that maybe you didn't know or you found very interesting?
One by one, we going around the room.
That's right. Officer,
Yeah.
yeah, that's right.
Shades, what you learned today, bro?
I'm coming back to you.
No, that's
What else, man? What else you learned, man?
anything interesting that you was like, hey, what, really?
Anything that you didn't know?
No, I came in like you remember.
You didn't learn nothing new about the bags y'all be rocking?
Yeah, about the bags. Right. I know you learned.
They're like, if somebody commit a murder or something, they still gonna be on their case and they'll go with it.
Right. That's a good answer for somebody sleeping in the back of the room. Just say whatever the teacher said last.
You have a situation, right?
Learn, man. I know you learned a lot. Now, you got 20 seconds, not 2 days.
I learned about how people can carry dangerous items in panties.
What else?
That's just one. I have a whole lot. I don't know.
Just tell me.
Don't start him then.
The question that I had just asked, does it go away? And you said most of water.
Okay. What about you, man? Girl hug. Decision making.
Always be mindful of your decisions.
Why? Because of that baby right there, right? And because of her, right? What about you? What you learned? What you learned?
Come on now, speak up now. We done got a whole baby over here. Speak up.
So we know, I know our time was worthwhile, but I'd like to hear some feedback.
Keep you around so you know there's that baby.
We'll come back to you. Go
What
ahead.
about you, man?
Some money on the table to speaking up.
I got like certain rules of like chasing people. Like they can hurt somebody even if y'all don't chase them, so y'all gotta make sure nobody get hurt. So I thought y'all always.
Right, yeah, the chief said that too, about the rather people be safe, you know. Depending on what it is, like obviously if it's something bad, we gonna have to chase you. So okay, right on. And you was here the whole time. What you learned?
So say if you was just so happy in the area and you hear some shots. You don't see them shoot. You hear some shots. And now you see it's like a couple cars flying.
I'm probably gonna drive towards where them cars going. If I think that if the dispatch just told me shots fired on
Where you in that area?
on 25th and State, and then all of a sudden I'm on 26th Street, then I see two cars flying. Yeah, I'm probably gonna not chase, but go keep an eye on them and dispatch. Let other cars know, like, hey, they headed, you know. Yeah, they headed, you know. They headed north on 18th Street, and then, you know, because it might be some. Yes, ma'am. Good question.
I learned that not all drugs is illegal.
The girl, see, no.
Yeah, hey, first mind is always your right mind.
Well, now you
He
say,
has a question behind you.
What's up, man?
So can y'all arrest somebody off duty?
Yeah.
off duty, yeah.
So say
Y'all ask some good questions.
Right
You
now.
need to know.
Even though they off the clock, they always on duty.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are.
Can you arrest someone on duty?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so I have a question.
Everyone to get up so we can take a picture with the law enforcement
Make sure your
agents.
masks are on.
And Chief Perry's over.
No, you didn't get to say your part,
When
did
we
you?
hear shots
You
and
didn't get to say
stuff.
your part, did you?
Yeah, I did.
Those types of
You did?
things,
I said,
somebody gonna
first
go
mind,
on.
right
We get the calls now.
Well, today was awesome. We had Community Lifelines' very own Miss Gloria Hicks. She came here today to do what, Miss Hicks?
Police, I call it,
I'm
bridging the
looking
gap
at
between
the
cops and
what I
kids, and
learned.
it turned
It turned out really well. This was day 2, right? Making it do what it do. Absolutely. So the city of East St. Louis, our police chief was out here today, and we enjoyed it so very much. Today we had an opportunity to restore some minds and renew some thoughts. What do you think today was like, Chief Perry?
Sure nice turnout. We got a lot of positive response from the kids. I enjoyed it.
Thank you, sir. And thank you, Miss Hicks. All right, thank you. Your own in Illinois at all. So whatever we do, we will be able to do that and build that up on our own and tie these systems to us that we need. Building dollars without getting in line with those others who really do need that COVID relief dollar in our community. Thank you for everything that you two are doing. I want to say again, thank you to Governor Pritzker
Hey, Terrence, we just want to thank you all for the work that you've done. You know, it's been a long relationship with myself and Representative, or I'll take that back, myself and the leader. The leader now. And so we just really appreciate the work that you do. Being on the ground level, right? Being in the trenches, it's not easy work. It's not easy work. It's not the work that's gonna get you, land you in the newspaper. It's not the work that's gonna land you on Fox 2 News. But it's the most important work. And I thank you for what you all have done. Go on and give them a round of applause.